Coming up on 5 Minute News. Biden's team vows action against Russian hack as Trump turns a blind eye. EU nations ban travel from UK fearing virus variant. And US Congress reaches deal on COVID-19 aid package. It's Monday, December 21. I'm Anthony Davis. Once in office, President-elect Joe Biden will punish Russia for its suspected cyber espionage operation against the United States with financial sanctions and measures to hobble the Kremlin's ability to launch future hacks. Cybersecurity experts and US officials, such as Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, have been clear over the past week that they believe Russia was behind the massive hack that infiltrated over 40 federal agencies, including the Departments of Treasury, Energy and Commerce, as well as government contractors. But Donald Trump over the weekend cast doubt on that assessment, suggesting without evidence that China may be behind the cyber intrusions and minimizing the impact, contradicting his own cybersecurity agency, which described the hacks as a grave threat. On Sunday, Senator Mitt Romney blasted Donald Trump for putting the US at continuing risk. "I think we've come to recognize that the president has a blind spot when it comes to Russia," Romney said, urging an immediate response and calling cyberspace the warfare of the future. Throughout his presidency, Trump has refused to blame Russia for well-documented hostilities, including its interference in the 2016 election to help him get elected. He falsely blamed his predecessor Barack Obama for Russia's annexation of Crimea, has endorsed allowing Russia to return to the G7 group of nations, and has never taken the country to task for allegedly putting bounties on US soldiers in Afghanistan. In 2017, he boasted that he had discussed forming a joint cybersecurity unit with Putin, the very person who is trying to penetrate American cybersecurity. Gregory F. Treverton, a former chairman of the National Intelligence Council, said that Trump behaves so much like a paid Russian agent. A growing list of European Union nations barred travel from the UK on Sunday, and others were considering similar action, in a bid to block a new strain of coronavirus sweeping across southern England from spreading to the continent. Canada, Turkey, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, Austria, Ireland and Bulgaria all announced restrictions on UK travel, hours after British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced that Christmas shopping and gatherings in southern England must be cancelled because of rapidly spreading infections blamed on the new coronavirus variant. On the 8th of December, scientists and public health experts saw a diagram that made them sit up straight. Kent, in the southeast of England, was experiencing a surge in cases, and viral sequences from the county looked strange. Not only were half of the cases caused by one specific variant of SARS-CoV-2, but that variant was sitting on a branch of the tree that literally stuck out from the rest of the data. Less than 2 weeks later, that variant is causing mayhem in the United Kingdom and elsewhere in Europe. The strain, which goes by the name B.1.1.7, appears to be better at spreading between people. The news led many Londoners to leave the city before the new rules took effect, causing overcrowded railway stations and packed trains. Scientists, meanwhile, are hard at work trying to figure out whether B.1.1.7 is really more adept at human-to-human transmission. Not everyone is convinced yet. Researchers have watched SARS-CoV-2 evolve in real time more closely than any other virus in history. So far, it has accumulated mutations at a rate of about 1 to 2 changes per month. But scientists have never seen the virus acquire more than a dozen mutations seemingly at once. They think it happened during a long infection of a single patient that allowed SARS-CoV-2 to go through an extended period of fast evolution, with multiple variants competing for advantage. In a press conference on Saturday, Chief Science Advisor Patrick Vallance said that B.1.1.7, which first appeared in a virus isolated on the 20th of September, accounted for about 26% of cases in mid-November. By the week commencing the 9th of December, these figures were much higher, he said. So in London, over 60% of all the cases were the new variant. Boris Johnson added that the slew of mutations may have increased the virus's transmissibility by 70%. The important thing in the coming months will be picking up on the movement of the new strain. Whatever enabled the B.1.1.7 lineage to emerge is likely going on in other parts of the world. US congressional leaders have reached agreement on a $900 billion package to provide the first new aid in months to an economy hammered by the coronavirus pandemic. The package would be the second largest economic stimulus in US history, following a $2.3 trillion aid bill passed in March. The deal comes as the pandemic accelerates, infecting more than 214,000 people in the country each day. More than 317,000 Americans have already died. However, the package would give a mere $600 direct payment to individuals, half of the previous amount issued back in April. It would, however, boost unemployment payments by $300 a week and give hundreds of billions of dollars in additional aid to small businesses. It would also provide $25 billion for rental assistance. The bill leaves out two of the most contentious elements in the negotiations: legal protections for businesses from coronavirus lawsuits, which had been sought by Republicans, and the substantial aid for state and local governments advocated by Democrats. The deal was expected to grant U.S. airlines $15 billion in new payroll assistance that will allow them to return more than 32,000 furloughed workers to their payrolls through March 31st. In the 11 months since the first cases of the new coronavirus were documented in the United States, COVID-19 has put millions of Americans out of work, with unemployment rising. Of 8 of the world's most developed nations, the United States is the only country not to be covering the wages of all employed people furloughed by the pandemic. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.